aka Bullets YouTube channel.
Hurry up, now tell us why you're here.
At the age of 55, Craig Shiftright will be hanging up his light years and calling it a career. So that means this will be his last race. Same with Devin Bradford Rutherford and Don Alternators, who will be retiring after this race and the season. Ernie Gearson will miss this race because of what happened last race when he went airborne. This race will have Larry Smith starting at pole position and leading for the next 4 laps before Jeff Gorvette would take the lead from him. 5 laps later, he would lose the lead to Murray Klotchburn, who would lead all the way to lap 12. But then, Andrew Axler would take the lead from him, leading all the way to lap 18. But then, Eugene Karbareski would take the lead from him, leading all the way to lap 22. But then, now Kevin Racing Tire and Rusty Cornfuel are out because of Eugene Karbareski. And now Chuck Armstrong will take the lead after the restart. But then Ricky Slood would take the lead from him, leading all the way to lap 29, where Ernie Swerven would take the lead from him. For the next 3 laps, he'll be in the lead. But then, Billy Oilchanger would go airborne on lap 33 because of Jonathan Melcher! Why do you make other racers go airborne? And Misty Motocross would take the lead after the restart, leading all the way to lap 37, where the King would take the lead from her, leading all the way to lap 47 for a total of 10 laps. And now Mike Yankee is out on lap 47 because of an engine failure. Terry Carboni will take the lead after the restart and lead all the way to lap 51, where the King would once again take the lead, leading for the next 7 laps, where Hall Ingus would take the lead from him, leading all the way to lap 77. But then, Clint Shiftright would take the lead from him, leading for 18 laps. Wait, what? But then, Mark Carton would take the lead from him, leading all the way to lap 102, where Chick Hicks is 6th as of lap 102, where he'll crash Ken Schrader, Murray Klotchburn, and Krusty Roeder. But luckily, WJ Lights would take the lead after the restart, leading all the way to lap 115, where Dale Carr, the winner of the Florida 500, would take the lead from him, leading for the next 9 laps, where Dale Earnhardt would lead all the way to lap 154! How? But then, Johnny Blamer will be 20th as of lap 154, where he'll wreck himself, sadly, Ernie Swerven, and Kenny Shiftright. Mark Carton would take the lead after the restart, but he'd only lead for about a lap, until the King would lead for 92 laps? How does any car remain in the lead for that long? But then, the King would lap the field on lap 240. Michael Cartrip would surprisingly be the first car to unlap himself. Then it's Rusty Wheelhouse on the next lap, followed by Dale Carr on lap 243. Then Ricky Slood would also unlap himself, followed by WJ Lights on lap 247, and Andrew Axler later that lap. But then, Rusty Wheelhouse would finally take the lead from the King, leading for the next 2 laps, where Bill Rayslot would unlap himself. And now WJ Lights would take the lead from Rusty Wheelhouse on lap 250. And now Clint Shiftright has unlapped himself, same with Phil Pitstops. Clint Shiftright would take the lead on lap 256, leading for the next 2 laps, where Chick Hicks is 12th as of lap 258, where he would crash Bobby Carboni, Eugene Karbareski, Brielle Dustfield, and Chuck Armstrong. WJ Lights would once again take the lead after the restart, leading all the way to lap 267, where Dale Earnhardt would be 15th as of lap 267, where he would crash Sterling Carlin and Larry Smith. And now Clint Shiftright is back in the lead all the way to lap 272, where Rusty Wheelhouse would take the lead for 99 laps! How does any car lead for 99 laps? Especially Rusty Wheelhouse. And now Dale Earnhardt is back on lead lap. Same with Hall Ingus. But luckily, Mark Carton is back on lead lap on lap 311. Same with Terry Carboni. A few laps later, followed by Jeff Gorvette, who are now all on lead lap once more. The King would take the lead for the next 2 laps, after Rusty lost his lead, but then Chick Hicks is 19th as of lap 373, where Ruby Easy Oaks would go airborne and crash into Misty Motocross. And of course, Claude Scruggs has something to say. Hall Ingus would take the lead after the restart and lead for the next 3 laps, and now he's out because of Dale Earnhardt, who will lead all the way to lap 386, where Rusty Wheelhouse would take the lead from him. But on lap 392, he would once again lose the lead to Dale Earnhardt, who would lead for the next 3 laps after that, where Jonathan Melcher is now 23rd as of lap 395, where he would crash his rival, Cole Speedland, who's now out for life. That means he has to retire. Wait, why? And this is what Cole Speedland had to say to an RSN reporter. Jonathan Melcher will be suspended for the first half of next season for this. The King would take the lead after the restart, but he'd only lead 1 lap because Chick Hicks is on lead lap. Actually, no. Dale Earnhardt takes the lead. That's why the King lost the lead. Why? But luckily, he doesn't keep the lead because the King takes it back. But sadly, he loses it again to Dale Earnhardt, who will lead on the very last lap. But he loses by 5 feet to Clint Shiftwright, who will win the Dinoco 400 and the 1993 Piston Cup. And here is the top 40. You can see that the King beat Rusty Wheelhouse, but WJ Lights rounds out the top 5. And you also see that Ernie Swerven has 2 looks. The one on the left was earlier in the season. Dale Carr came in the top 10. Jeff Gorvette, in his very first season, comes 12th, beating Chick Hicks, which I'm glad happened. But the reigning champion of last season, Hall Ingus, is all the way down in 15th. Chuck Armstrong had an okay season, but he came 21st due to bad finishes in some races. And also, Ken Schrader, once again, finishes 17th. Ricky Slaughter and Sterling Carlin went to roughly where they were last season. Even though Cole Speedland had a career-ending crash this season, he still came ahead of his rival, Jonathan Melcher. Ryan Thunderbolt Jr. is back in the top 40 because of his good finishes. Kenny Shiftwright still finished in the top 40, thus meaning there are 3 Shiftwrights in the top 40 again. But his father, Craig, finishes 18th for his final season. Davey Carlson is still in the top 40, despite the fact he's dead. Only 2 points ahead of Ron Blaster in 37th. Kyle Traxon somehow still stayed in the top 40, finishing 31st. Mark Roselie was really disappointing, only coming 39th. And also, Mike Yankee is not in the top 40 because he failed to qualify for 10 races. Darren Leadfoot even had some good finishes, making him come 33rd. Despite the fact that Brush Kerber won a race, he is not in the top 40. Bobby Carboni also finishes in the top 20. And Jeremy Carfield, despite the fact he failed to qualify for 3 races, still came in the top 35. Ernie Gearson, despite missing the Dinoco 400, still came 24th. You're probably wondering about Alan Kowicki. Oh, he came 44th.
Remember to press the notifications button, which goes ring, ring, ring after you press it. And lightning strikes back, and that's as if you subscribed, of course. And thank you for watching this entire video.
There were too many things I could have talked about from this season's results. The 1994 Piston Cup season will come out soon enough, but it will not be the next video. But it will come out, so stay tuned for that. Oh yeah, you're probably asking, why was Jonathan Melcher suspended for the first half of next season? Well, this is why. What you see here. Remember to stay tuned for the next video.